Let's do it.
But
All right.
we're recording.
We're back. Nice shirt.
You don't know anything about it.
I do.
One of my clients texted me the other day. We're already off topic here. Guy
I'm
texted
so
me
good at that.
A guy texted the other day. One of my clients went and saw Misfits. He said Danzig looked like Wayne Newton. He's so fat now.
Really?
Yeah, saw him in Vegas.
They're still playing.
Yeah, everybody's still playing, man. The money. Have you seen what fucking Blink 182 is charging for
Yeah.
tickets?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. My wife wants to go see Smashing Pumpkins. I looked up the prices, and they're $600.
Jesus.
Well, they're all back together now. Blink-182 is.
Well, I'd get back together if somebody's going to pay me $600 for a 45-minute set.
Yeah.
I mean, $600 per person
Yeah.
for a 45-minute set. Yeah, but that's the point we're trying to make is, man, it's just all out of whack. It's like us. We get to do this shit.
Yeah, and charge a lot of money.
It's all out of whack and charge a lot of money. We make a lot of money at this. All right, episode 2.10. 2.10. That's season 2, episode 10. Because you asked me about that the other day, what that meant. We got an out-of-town guest. They're calling us. He called us.
Yeah.
What's that mean to you?
We're kind of a big deal.
We're kind of a big deal.
You're getting out.
Yeah, we're a big deal. Gray Davis Hyde Guides, LLC.
Yes.
Sweet lids. Maybe you'll get one if Dave doesn't get them first. By the way, Dave's not here. Last minute call, keynote speaker, John Hopkins School of Medicine Neurosurgery Convention. He's the keynote. So
Makes sense.
I go, guys,
He's all over the place, dude.
is,
I'm
some sort of advance in neurosurgery he came up with.
It gets so exciting now when we know that he's coming back, because we're like, we're learning all these new things about him, and now he's like our guest.
Yeah.
Even though he's a host, he's like our guest, and we're like just honored to have his presence. So,
and now, a guy I guess we're going to talk about every week too is the split sound. I said it wrong. Split shot sound charters. It's a tongue twister. If he wins the giveaway last week, he wants Dave just to keep it and put it in his lineup. Because that guy gets brought up every week now. He's going to bother us every week until he gets his Z-Man shit. Anyway, Gray Davis. Gray, give us some backstory. I've never met you.
Well, I'm originally from New Bern. Started guiding duck hunts when I was 16 in Hyde County. Family's had a house down there since I was 9.
Don't even know where it is.
Yeah, it's not.
it's the land of enchanted memories.
It is. It is, and absolutely nothing.
Did you look up what I said it was?
Yes, I did, and you're right.
The only county that voted Libertarian in the last election. Or it might have been 2 elections
He was
ago.
right.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Which is very surprising because most of the people I hang out with are the furthest thing from libertarian.
No, that they know.
That they know, yeah.
That's the extent of our politics we'll go into here.
And then right after college, I ended up moving there.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to East Carolina.
I went to East Carolina.
Go Pirates, baby.
Yeah, Pirates.
Go Pirates.
R.
Arg. Big win this weekend.
Did y'all win?
UCF. Beat UCF this
Did
weekend.
not know.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Graduated from there, moved to Hyde County, commercial fished.
4?
Flounder, anything that
Shrimp?
had fins. I did it for 2 weeks, and I decided that was not for me. I crabbed for 2 weeks and decided that was not for me. And I liked gill netting. I did like gill netting, and especially flounder fishing. I really liked that because we'd go set nets, and then if it was pretty that night, we just you got to set them at back then. It was set them at dark, pick them up at dawn. So you set them at dark. If it's a pretty night and the conditions are right, you just gig all night.
Yeah.
You double your load. So, I mean, I might be the reason why we don't have a flounder season now, but, so.
I think there's plenty of guys. There's a reason now.
So 2018, there was a kind of some situation that happened, and I ended up moving to Charleston and getting a real job. And about...
What kind of real job?
I was a superintendent for one of my best friends. He started a construction business, and it was doing trenchless pipe repair. So basically taking stormwater lines and fixing them from the inside, not having to dig the road up, not having to stop traffic on 12 out here.
Sounds like technology.
Oh, it's technology, buddy. And so going into that, we I did that for a little while and figured out that
That was not for you.
that was not for me either. But my business development side of things was really, really good. And so one day my boss, we were riding the truck, and he goes, "Why don't you go back and start guiding again, and just take people for me for free, hype the business up, and then you know on your downtime you can run trips yourself." So I was like, "Well, yeah, this is COVID, right during COVID, and so."
Your commercial background probably gave you a bit of knowledge of the area, correct?
It did. It did. That was really what kind of catapulted me into. I mean, I was guiding some trips when I was still commercial. I wasn't really guiding trips.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wasn't full time doing it. But after I came back, then I had enough of a basis of people that I knew from Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, western part of the state, Tennessee, that I could call them up and be like, "Hey, you want to come fishing? I got a place to put you up. It's the middle of nowhere, so just prepare yourself." And they get there, and some people, they don't like it, and some people, they love it because it is the middle of nowhere. It's
Yes,
the
it
end
is.
of the world. You know, nobody really. There's no other reason to go there unless you're a bear hunter, a duck hunter, or a fisherman. So, I mean, there's nothing else there. Or I guess Ocracoke, because Ocracoke is still a part of Hyde County, even though Dare County wants to pull it into their revenue stream as hard as they want to. But we still got to have that in the summertime.
So good fishing over there.
Very.
Trout. You basically do catch what Donnie does, just not the ocean species.
Trout,
drum.
trout, drum. Summertime, I do a lot of black drum, sheep's head, wreck fishing, double drop bottom rig shrimp. You know, pretty easy. And then you never know what you're going to catch. You know, sometimes you pull up there and it's as many little tiny black sea bass as you want. Or sometimes you pull up there and there's just monster gray trout. And sometimes you pull up there and there's black drum everywhere. And, you know, you just kind of never, it's Russian roulette. You never know what you're going to catch out there. And some days you go out there and don't catch anything. And then you're bouncing around from wreck to wreck, you know, trying to find the one hole that's got them in it. So, and then, you know, the bank fishing is the bank fishing. It is what it is. I mean, it's you know, fishing flats just like y'all do over here, sight fishing drum, points, holes for trout, looking for slack current for trout. And then, you know,
A lot of top water.
a lot of top water. A lot of top water.
That's what I'm interested in.
I mean, that's the whole. I mean, I started in the spring. I haven't really messed with the whole welding thing. I haven't, and you know, they're trying to get me to go up there and do it, and I'm like, yeah, you
The
know,
what thing? The weld?
welding stuff, the striper fishing and welding.
Okay.
Little stripers. No, because we're not allowed to talk about the big stripers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just as bad as you guys are about this over here, because I in the winter, that's big time for me. Because when the Trout Creek gets loaded up with people, I pack my stuff up. I go to Alligator River, and I go to Alligator River, Gum Neck. I go to 32 Bridge, all that up there. I mean, Mans Harbor Bridge. I come up here and do all that for stripers, and the hell am I going to do now? You know, I'm kind of.
I guess you're going to weld.
Guess I'm going to Weldon. So,
If you want to make.
but I mean, in the springtime, like our spring bite last year was so good that it's hard for me to pack all my stuff up and move up there. So, you know, it's kind of a wait and see thing right now. Let's see what happens, because that's the crazy thing about over there is every single year is different.
No, I think that's
Every year
we've
is
established that, and it's the same. That's everywhere.
There's no consistency whatsoever.
We had really
Tails and no homes.
subpar speckled trout fishing this year, and coming off of 2 years where we could count on
Oh yeah.
catching,
And-
count on telling people, all right, we'll catch our limited trout, and then we'll go do something else.
Yep.
Where this year I was just strictly in the tower on the flats, man. Just
I don't know, and I don't know if what happened with that, because it seemed like I told you that spring bite was so good. I mean, topwater fishing. I think in 2 weeks, I had 10 side chasing fish boated on topwater in 2 weeks, and that's plus limits of trout. And then we had that nor'easter with like 3 days of northeast, and then it just continued on blowing northeast for like the rest of the month of May, and it was like they
Is that right? That's
vanished.
interesting because
They didn't vanish, but they decided that they were going to go to the bottom and just hit a jig, and they wouldn't. I mean, literally would not hit anything else, nothing else.
that's part of the. I mean, that's part of the business, and is that when people book you and you say, yeah, you don't want to have them chasing yesterday's fish, man.
Mm-hmm.
But being able to recognize that we've got to change it up and do something different to make a catch, and that's what starts set guides apart.
Yes.
That's why the guides that can do that stay booked, and the guides that don't. They don't see the business
It's
grow.
a wise man once told me. He said you can go on Instagram, you scroll through Instagram, and you're looking to book a fishing trip, and you look at the guy who's got the picture of the one big fish. Oh, that's great. That guy's got a picture of one big fish, and you scroll down and you look at the guy, and he's got the whole deck laid up with speckled trout. Which guy are you going to go with? The guy that caught the one big fish, or the guy that's got the whole deck loaded up?
What if you don't have any of those pictures? I don't have any, like either one.
Well, that's the being where I'm at. I have to do.
You
that.
guys are dock shot kings. I give it to you. But, I mean, Bud's got different angles for every shot now with his dock shot. He's got it laid across the bow. Then he's got the boat tilted at a 45 with the half moon of a limit going across. He's very artsy now.
The net picture.
Yeah.
You got to have the net picture. You got to have the tail sticking out of the bucket. You know.
You guys are.
Yeah. Well, you're right. Where he is. I mean, we're lucky here because people are coming for a destination. You know, so
That's
we
where
get a lot of people that just, oh well, we'll go fishing a day while we're there. But you don't. You got your people probably, I would imagine, are coming to fish. Like
They're coming to fish.
That's it. That's where I wanted to go.
They can probably cast.
We're fortunate. We're fortunate that we can build our business whether we catch or not here. Sometimes.
Yes.
And you can't be a dick. You still have to catch, and you can't be seriously. You can't be a jackass to your people. But you've got people that are driving in the middle of nowhere, like you said, and they want to go fishing. That's the destination where they're down here for 5-6 days, and the wife says, yeah, you can go ahead and drop a grand and go fishing.
Yeah.
With these guys, you know, they're going to go fishing, and sometimes we catch, and sometimes we don't. Well, we just have to show them a good time.
Yeah, they get away from their wives for an afternoon, and they're tickled to death.
You don't catch, they're probably not going. They're going to probably call Bud next year.
Yeah.
They're going to call
or
somebody else over there.
Yeah, somebody else over there.
It's interesting.
Which is, that makes it. That's what makes it fun and competitive. Is I still got to produce. It's not that I'm just by myself over here, and there's still other people that fish around there, like Bud and some other guys. But I mean, the competitive nature of it is I played baseball in high school and college, so I'm pretty competitive guy. So, but. Man.
Do y'all do you do the big drum stuff?
Yes.
Big drum popping corks?
So the cork it's funny. So
I'm
Bud,
terribly interested in I'm gonna come go with you.
Bud,
I really want to
Go
go
next
fishing
week. It's
over
really
there.
good right now.
I'm gonna be gone.
You hit it just right.
the where I'm at, the bait fishing is better because it's always rough. You get maybe Southwester, Northeaster. I mean, you name it. And you ain't gonna go run out there and look around and find bait balls when it's white capping, So you're from a song quarter east. I mean, it's a bait bite. It's a bait bite. We got we've got some places too where we can go, and you never got to leave. You can sit there and chunk some big rods off the back, throw your little rods off the front, or vice versa, whichever way the wind's blowing. You can catch a puppy drum and trout on the front and catch a big drum off the back. Sometimes you catch a big drum off the front.
Oh, I do that.
So, I mean,
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, I mean, you can go to a spot, catch all your eaters, catch a big one, whole boat's tickled. You got 3 fish in the boat. Like I said, it ain't a great dock shot, but everybody's happy.
You know what's cool is video.
Video.
You don't have to have the dock shot. You can take
Video.
shots of people.
See, I'm bad about that, man. When people have the fish on, I want to enjoy that because I want to enjoy them reeling the fish in. I'm not.
And you're sitting there going, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah, oh my god, don't lose this thing. Don't lose this thing. Don't lose this thing.
Tell them it's up to you. You lose it, it's your fault. I'm hands off as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's my.
But the popping cork and stuff this year especially was up the river.
Okay.
And that's it doesn't seem like that's far for me, but it is in the grand scheme of things.
You're putting in.
I'm putting in at Swan Quarter, Juniper Bay, Rose Bay.
You told me on the phone everything's within 15 minutes of your
Everything's
house.
in 15 minutes.
But you can fish.
Yep.
So you're not? Are you messing with the long shoal area or not really?
Sometimes.
How far away is that?
That's 45 minutes.
Some things I can't ask probably. But
So, I mean, that's a, I got to keep that on.
that's about the. I mean, I just.
That's the ace in the hole for me, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about that, but I mean, I've done very little fishing over there, and all I've ever known to do is just go drift along the bank and cast up against
guys that were catching them right
know.
off the bridge the other day.
Wow. Yeah, and
I probably just shot myself in the foot, but yeah.
yeah, that's okay. It's only 4 or 5 people
I used
who
to,
watch
in,
this
in college, go over to the Little Washington Bridge and fish with bread balls. Me and
for carp.
for mullet.
Jumping mullets?
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you eat them then?
No, but the crowd that I was fishing with would.
That was another big thing that I used to commercially fish for. And that was another reason why I found drum as well as I have sight fishing them. Because, I mean, you go strike net mullet. I mean, they're going to be back on those shallow, grassy flats. And that's where you find the drum. I mean, if you find the mullet, you find the drum.
Yeah. Well, commercial fishermen, most commercial fishermen that I know that have transitioned to charter fishermen have been pretty deadly.
Yeah.
I would say.
Without a doubt.
You know.
Because, I mean, you know where they live.
That's a pretty.
Well, and commercial fishing, you have to produce something to make money.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you have to catch fish because if you don't catch fish, you're not getting paid. Whereas us, if we don't catch fish, we still get paid.
I love that. I love when guys in our business sit there and you're taking the food out of my family's mouth. Dude, you're getting fucking paid no matter what. Whether you catch today or not, you're getting that check, man.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
But the guys are going out there commercial fishing, man. No. It's the only job, it's the worst job I've ever had. No, jackhammer was the worst job. Probably the second worst job was commercial fishing for tunas because go out there and you don't make the catch. Then I was so far in the hole when we got back in. I was already behind the game.
Oh yeah. Well, when I went long lining, first time my first trip ever long lining, I did some in the winter mako fishing, but then the spring, Gordy asked me to go again, and a fall, and it was a full moon, late September.
Ooh.
And man, it was like the conditions came together. It was 5 days and the wind did not blow. I mean, 5 miles. It was slick. I mean, I'm talking greasy calm for 5 days straight at the end of September. And we set that first night and we had a fish on every hook the next morning. I mean, it was like the perfect storm when they are just getting them. I mean, It was like big eye swordfish, big yellowfin. And in 3 days, we filled that boat completely up. We came in, I made my check was like $3,500 for 3 days of work. And I was like, hell yeah. The next trip, it blew southeast at about 35. We were out there for 10 days, 4 of which we couldn't even set. It was so rough, we just had to sit there all day long.
How much
with
did
no
you
bait
throw
from
up?
Water. I didn't throw up.
Come on.
But I was bored to tears.
No books?
I would have gotten sick if I would have been reading. We when it got really rough, we watched The Perfect Storm. And we got back in for my 10-day trip. I made $250.
Oh,
and that was just because he felt bad, and again he gave me some, and he gave us some money.
All right, we're going to cut away to a commercial. We have a sponsor.
Stopped there today. I saw Jack there today.
Was our picture up on the wall?
No, he was working on that.
Yeah, we got the video going.
Anyway, let's go to TW's. Be right back.
Yeah, Donnie D from DOA and Misguided Fishing. Check it out. TW's got everything you need to catch all the fishes. The rods, the reels, string, baits, from all the guys that make that stuff. Shimano, Daiwa, Penn, St. Croix, Yoseria, Meat Hog, etc., etc., etc. You want to look fly when you're doing all that catching? They got you covered with gear from Salty Crew, Pelagic, Extra Tough, and more. You got questions? Ask away. TW's is staffed by people who fish every chance they get. They got their finger on the pulse of Outer Banks fishing. I haven't even scratched the surface of this place. It's like a toy store for grown-ups. So check out TW's Bait and Tackle in Nags Head, the Outer Banks' largest tackle shop. Milepost 10.
To YouTube to watch the video. Everybody listens to it on Spotify or podcast while they're driving.
Some people do. It's about half and half, which I wish it was about 3/4 people listening and only a few watching.
See, because that's what I like to do. That's why I listen to podcasts.
I do
when
too.
I'm driving.
I don't watch any of them online, but it is about 50-50.
Really?
Anyway, yeah.
Ready?
And that's good. It used to be like 75-25. But trying to get people to listen to it's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
We're recording.
Yeah, we are.
All right.
Yeah, I
Hit
got
the red button like you told me to.
Oh, shit.
All right. How about are you affiliated with anybody? Sponsorship?
So, actually, Bud and I just recently got on with Cash and Rods. They're
How do you spell that?
CASHION.
Okay.
Cash.
RODS.
RODS. Right.
Thank you.
And the trout fishing, it's a pretty superb rod. They, some of their rods, they've got foam grips on the front end of them, but they're long enough that you can still maintain that finger contact with the blank. That's what I like the most. Being able to maintain that finger contact with the blank so that in the wintertime when that bite is like, I call it, they kiss it.
Never.
Just go up to it and they just kind of kiss it.
Yeah.
They don't really hit it very hard. They just go up and kiss it. You can feel it. So, I mean, like everybody always says, well, my rod, you can feel a trout fart on it. Well, no, these rods, you can feel them. I mean, if they go up to it and sniff it.
Are they made locally? Where are they made?
They're made in Sanford, North Carolina.
Sanford, outside of Raleigh.
Outside of Raleigh.
Good.
And they're big in the bass industry, but they're really trying to work their way into the saltwater. And they're actually, their goal is to really kind of, they said there's no reason that we shouldn't be, every guide in the state of North Carolina shouldn't be using cash.
How about that?
So, you might want to check them out.
I told you I got a rod deal. And they're made locally. And
There might be something to look at. You get them at TW's, they might definitely be something.
I like the price on mine. I got a good price.
I don't know if they make rods big enough for what I do.
No.
No, I don't think they do.
That's all you guys do is use big rods. Even when you're catching small fish, you still have to use big rods.
Yeah, but you never know when you might
got
get
to
a big fish.
Got to get them as quick as we can.
Yeah, got to catch more.
Anyway, cash and rods. That's your deal?
rods,
Cool, man.
sure.
Appreciate it. All right, let's do a giveaway. Before we get going again with Gray, let's give away a rod.
Okay, sounds good. Do we have a question?
No, it's the rod from last week. This guy, I will call, by the time this airs, I would have already called him. But Jacob Parente, I think I'm saying it right. Don't know where he is. He won the rod. Guessed 5 pounds, 9 ounces.
He was a little bit over.
Just
but
a little bit. I think we said closest, and that's what we're going. I'm not.
Congrats, Jason. Yeah, 5 pounds, 7 ounces.
I think it was Jacob, not Jason.
Jacob. Sorry, Jacob. Good going, Jacob.
Way to go. You really know him well.
Yeah.
5 pounds, 7 ounces was your fish, correct?
Yep.
Off the beach.
Off the beach.
Oh shit! I forgot to tell you to come up with you better come get.
I got one.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah.
Me
and Bud talked about one.
Hang on. Let's talk about my 5 pound, 7 ounce trout first.
Biggest
Hey, and you caught it on the beach. That's a nice.
Yeah, he
fish.
paid.
Yeah, see, you will be lucky that I'm gracing you with my presence to go trout fishing in the boat because I very rarely do.
Very, very respectable.
I was 16 years old, and it was before school, and I was down there with the crew, standing beside one of my best buddy Sean. We were trout fishing together, and I was fishing a tandem rig because it was rough. Tandem rig, salt and pepper, saltwater assassin, 2 of them.
With the green tail?
With the green tail. Yeah, baby. And nobody had caught anything that morning. I literally walked down. It was time to go to school, and he'd been fishing here, and I'd been fishing here, and I walked down, and I made my cast just to bullshit, just to stand by him and give him a little elbow, say, I got to go to school. You're going to get him sometime today. And I got the bite, and he is still to this day pissed about that fish. And then I went and entered the Stop and Shop tournament because I hadn't entered it yet and weighed the fish, and I got banned from Stop and Shop for life.
Doing that stuff.
Yeah. It was. I meant to do it as a joke to my buddy just because it was fun. Like because he was in the tournament, he took it all seriously, and I didn't.
Did you tell that same story last week?
I might have. I don't think I told it on it. Did I tell it on air?
I don't know, but you did tell it.
I think I told it, but I don't think we were on the air.
All right.
But anyway,
You got current and stuff on the beach. That 5 pounder feels like a 8 pounder.
I mean, I thought it was a drum.
Yeah.
I thought it was a drum. I mean, I was just like, it's a drum, and then he rolled up in the.
And then you got wake and stuff, so you don't really see head shake or waller or nothing like that, so you can't really see his size.
Yeah, but there were big waves that day, and he rolled up in a wave, and that's when I just saw his tail, and I said, "Oh my god!" I backed my drag off. Like, ah. But that's the biggest one I've caught since I was 16 years old. That was how long ago was that?
I couldn't tell you. I have no idea how old.
15 years ago. 16? No, I'm 34. Is that 18 years ago?
That would make it 19 years ago.
God Damn, that's crazy.
You were 34.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I know I'm very mature for my age.
Yeah, we were in high school together at some point.
Yeah.
I graduated 2010.
From here? Not from here though. New Bern.
Newber.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm older than you. I was graduated 06 or college in 2010.
No,
I didn't graduate from college.
no, 2010 high school. No, we would have. I mean, I was a freshman in 2006 high school.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we'd have been in school at the same time.
You guys date the same person? You guys date the same girl?
And we'll talk about that when we
All right.
Maybe.
Where were we
turn the
before?
camera off.
Do we know where we were before?
Giveaway?
No.
We gave the rod away.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, it worked out well last time. We came out of the commercial break last time and we went right into the giveaway.
Yeah, we should probably do a fishing report. Dave's not here to do our
Who's
fishing
fishing?
report.
He's the only one fishing.
Oh, I'm fishing.
I fished.
I
the
did.
other
I
day.
fished the other day, a couple trips. My fishing's not that good. We are really struggling to get to the finish line here.
Really?
Yeah.
Water's gotten cold.
Border. Yeah, but that's just, it just
60?
Yeah, it is. It is what it is. But
Drum bite 50 degrees and higher.
I know, but they got to get acclimated. We went through this the whole last week. We're not catching much. Few gray trout, jigging spoons and deep hole. Few reds on bait. Most of them were small. Pretty day last week. Sun popped out. Water warmed up to 70. The reds got back on the flat. Other than that, this kind of weather that we're filming in the day, 60 degrees, cloudy.
Not what you want.
Kiss of death for us. Not them.
Nope.
I'm sure they're rolling.
Cloudy good. That was good.
Yeah,
That was good.
Fishing better over there
Yes.
than here right now.
yeah.
With
And,
that-
and you were just talking about a good sign of gray trout, nice gray trout, which we
Very,
haven't seen in a long
Very,
time.
very nice gray trout.
Probably need to say that because since we're getting so big, we probably need to start explaining the geography of things to us, to people, our guests that are from, trans world now.
Yeah,
We fish on a little island or barrier
the
island.
guy in Dubai that's watching.
Yeah, exactly. Go on Google Earth and look west of here for Hyde County. That's where he fishes. Other side of the sound. Not that far as a crow flies, but a world of difference in the fishing this time of year. Good fishing. Good fishing.
Yeah. Offshore's good.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's what you do.
Yeah, yeah. We caught some too. We caught the last day I fished, we caught our limited yellowfins, a little piece of water way offshore. And they were pretty thick there. Caught a 9-banger. That was pretty exciting. 9 at one time. So that was pretty cool.
You didn't tell me that. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's what's known as a smackdown.
I thought that was a wham
Oh, it can be a wham too, but we've gone to smackdown. It's evolved to be smackdown now.
from the wham.
Yeah, we hooked 10 and we
Younger generation
caught
coming up
9
with new
we caught
terminology.
9 out of the 10. So yeah, we call that a smackdown.
batting 900. I'd say you did pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. Were you ready to wrap it up and go home? Did you pack it in, or did you?
Yeah, well, we had 9. We had scrapped out 9 for the morning over the course of a long area, and then we were staying right there. There were some slicks popping up, and really just kind of circling. Frenzy and I, it was just the two of us, and the marks just started popping up on the screen. You know, I hadn't marked anything in ages, and then all of a sudden, I went over a mark, and they crushed me, and then Frenzy went over a mark beside me and they crushed him, and then as I was fighting those fish, I was getting marks under the boat as I was fighting the fish, and then but that we had 9 and we caught 9 on that 9-banger, and then that gave us our limit, and so we left and let the other boats know, and they came in and caught some too
That was nice of you.
after us. Yeah, yeah.
You guys are nice.
We don't
Just
do
a bunch
that.
of nice
We don't do that
guys.
over there.
Don't tell anybody. Don't
Well, I
bite-
mean, I had
We're not going, hey man, come on over here.
I mean, I will say I had my limit. I didn't have anything to worry about anymore. I was on the boulevard.
Yeah.
and that's interesting that y'all are like that. Not being serious, man, because we are for 20-some fucking years. I've preached about as a fleet, the more guys that catch fish, the more business there is for everybody. And we will, man. I'll call guys over and you can get on the phone. They come over here.
You will?
I do.
Okay.
I know you don't believe me, but I do.
Just heard some things. Heard rumors.
The rumors get exaggerated. We do. For the most part, we're really good about helping each other out.
I'll call Bud, but I ain't calling some Joe Blow sporty over there to go.
I didn't say-
Hey, come over here, man.
Oh yeah. Well, I would
There's
say
some
yeah.
fish right here.
Yeah, I mean, you
Nah,
probably
I'll call Bud or Scooter or somebody like
you have
that.
your guys you work with.
Yes.
You know,
And
like
I go,
yeah.
hey, I'm leaving them. you better come over here unless you're getting them.
Yeah,
Well,
You know,
that's the same with us. We probably have. I mean, I have certain people that I work with better than other people that I work
but I
with.
mean, I got 3 guys that I work with. That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's the thing over here. I guess you got a phone book of people, don't you?
Yeah, there's 60 some guys now, I think, in this area.
Really?
They're running trips. You know, not everyone's running every day, but
The guys that are doing it for a living.
yeah, there's a number of guys that I will talk to
Yeah.
on a regular basis. But nowadays, man, it's tough. You're not gonna rarely are you gonna find a spot that there's not
Somebody hasn't already fished.
somebody that's not in the business. They're fishing there because they see
They see you.
I've got a red boat. And it's tough to miss.
We kind of blend in with the rest of the crowd.
Most of the white outboards are tough to determine, but my boat's red.
yeah,
Probably-
they're like, oh, there's Donnie. He must be in the meat.
Yeah, in retrospect,
they
it
know.
probably wasn't the best idea,
You could paint it white again,
but it's so good for business.
no doubt, because everybody knows who you are. Yeah.
Yeah, but we do have a lot of people. There's a lot of people down here, fish.
I'll run around some afternoons and never see another boat.
Yeah, we don't rarely have that. You can get down below, way down the beach or way down the sound,
Towards Rodanthe.
yeah, and get away from boats, and go across.
But I'm sure right around here,
If you're somewhere near the inlet or up here near Pirates Cove, you're gonna
see a bunch.
yeah, there's a bunch of people. So a couple of guys are together, congregated, especially on a flat. That's just
You know,
Yeah, but you were saying to me like it gets crowded for you guys on the weekends.
with rec sporty guys.
Yeah, with recreational guys
and
coming in from probably Raleigh and stuff like
Raleigh and
Rocky
Columbia,
Mount.
Washington, Greenville. Like Washington, Greenville crowd. I mean, you call me from Washington, Greenville, I'm like, you either got to have a house in Hyde County and be a duck hunter, and I'll carry you. But if you just calling me just to go, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
yeah,
I'm not,
trying to get some numbers, aren't they?
I'm not taking you.
How about that?
Yeah.
We're gonna go to the spots that you already know.
Well, that's the beauty of my job is people always ask me, "Well, are we going to a spot today?" And it's like, like
We're going to this big blue ocean.
yeah, where we're fishing now. I mean, it was kind of funny the day that the day I caught my limit last Friday. I went to a completely different area than the whole fleet went. They were all going to the Blackfin hole, and I said I'm going to take a chance because I'm going to get away from the boats. And no. Anyway, an outboard, a small boat, they got behind me coming out of the inlet, and they followed me all the way to the 100 fathom curve on the 700 line east of the inlet. And I kept going because I saw the water on the satellite shot, so I knew it was a ways off the bank. Well, when they looked and realized I could almost see, even though I couldn't see, I could almost see their face back there behind me, like drop, like, oh my God, where is this guy taking us? And they just took a right and beelined it for the point, because the point is a spot.
Yeah.
And anyway, they knew they had to go to a spot, but there wasn't necessarily a spot that day. And if they'd have stayed with me, they would have been in the meet.
pretty good.
Hero.
But that's just what I'm trying to say is like, if you with what I do, if you think there's X does not very. But there's sometimes a year, yes. Some July we're catching jumpers on the point. There's tunas jumping, and we go to the point every day, and that's where we catch them. But day in and day out, it's always somewhere different, especially when you're chasing pieces of water that are moving up the bank.
Well, those wrecks that I fish, it's a one boat spot, and Bud will tell you too, it's a one boat spot. When other boat pulls up, you might as well leave, because it's not a 2 boat spot, 1 boat spot.
Huh. That's interesting. I didn't even know y'all had wrecks over there.
We got, oh my God, buddy, there's plenty. And then, the beds, oyster beds. So I've got a couple marks out in the sound where it's just rock. And they put culture beds out, and there's just rock. And in the middle of the summertime, gray trout fishing, it's world class.
Huh, how about that?
World class.
There's so much you don't know.
You can keep.
No, I mean I'm one of these Greenville charters that wants to go over there and go fishing with them,
Come on with it.
But I don't have a boat, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you have a boat that's
Yeah,
you
won't-
can drive from here to there.
Yeah, it could be the mothership, but I don't think I'm going to be getting where you're catching
which
fish.
way's the wind blowing, fellas? Oh, who cares?
Yeah.
We're on a 50-foot boat.
All right, we need Gray to give away something. We're gonna give away a rod. I think TW says one more rod for us to give away.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
You got a question? Did you come up with a question?
I did.
You want to do it?
How many flounder?
Ooh, flounder question.
How many pounds of flounder? What was my best poundage of flounder in one night while I was commercial fishing?
Oh,
that
flounder
would have
poundage.
been gigging.
That was gigging in that.
Okay, gigging and net.
Flounder
fine.
poundage to the ounce. You got it to the ounce or just to the
Got it
pound?
to the pound.
Okay, just to the pound. The question is from Gray Davis. TW's is giving away a rod. Gray Davis LLC, Hyde County LLC.
Hyde Guide self.
Hyde Guides. Fuck it up. Total poundage that Gray caught commercial fishing, man. That's a to the pound, not the ounce.
Mm-hmm.
Very complicated. Really not that complicated. I'm making
One
it
night.
complicated. One night. So 0 to infinity.
Yep.
Somewhere in there.
It's a lot more than I've ever caught.
It's a lot more than
Combined
5
in my
pounds.
life,
A
I
lot
would
more than
imagine.
5 pounds, 7 ounces.
Yes, I would imagine.
And it's the only, in case you were wondering, the only limit I've never caught.
Limit of flounder?
Limit of
Even
flounder.
this summer when there was only one?
Yep.
Really?
Never caught one.
You guys
It's a-
catch any flounders?
Oh my God.
yes, they're mud. They're fishing mud.
I mean, I remember
We're fishing sand.
You're fishing marsh point fishing.
I remember a couple years ago, like right before I can't remember what hurricane it was, but my uncle was going over there. And I think you could still keep like 4 a day then, but like it was like epic, and they were big and they were crushing them. But then the blow came because we went to a bachelor party. I went to a bachelor party in Hyde County, believe it or not. And with the little pink houses there when you come in on the left hand side by
Engelhard.
the big trout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember that guy's name.
David, Michael Meekins.
That's
Michael Meekins, I think owns that.
some friends of my buddies is born
Place to have a bachelor party.
Yeah, we brought the boats. We went over to Ocracoke, smacking alleys, and went clamming one day when it was
Drunk and
calm.
nobody will.
Yeah, we went and caught some trout, caught some drum. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun weekend. We got really drunk. I was drinking at the time, and anyway, yeah. But it was like they were like, man, some storm came through, and there weren't any flounders anymore. But for like the whole summer, my uncle was going over there and just crushing them every time, 20, 25 inches,
From
stuff
the
like that.
4th of July to, the end of Halloween. It's ridiculous.
And what do y'all catching? Southerns?
Most of them.
Yeah.
Let's see, the
a
average Joe, the average Joe Blow can't see it, but I can. And this summer, we pull into the boat, and I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh, damn, that's the summer." They go, "How can you tell the difference?" I said, "Look at the 5 dots on the back of its tail."
We catch 3 species of flounder here.
Gulf too.
But-
Rarely see the Gulf
Really?
inside.
In the summer, I would think would be, but we had a significant salt wedge this summer.
Very significant.
We were just,
What's a salt wedge?
drought situation. Salt water's denser than fresh
Oh,
water.
okay, yeah.
Salt water pushes in.
Tarpon at the Washington Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I heard about that.
Sharks in the Tar River, stuff like that.
Yeah.
In the Greenville.
Well, those bull sharks, they can exist in.
Yeah, but
freshwater,
other
too.
sharks. Sharks that are
I'm
salt.
seeing little baby duskies in the sound.
How about that? That's crazy.
Salt wedge.
There's duskies from the Sound to
Google it.
the Gulf Stream.
6-footers.
Anyway, we are rolling, and I need a story. Tell me something, because Jack has never told a story because heroes don't want to embarrass
I
themselves.
have too. I did when I was a guest.
I know.
I'll tell you
I'm
another one.
No, I want to hear Gray's story. You've talked. We've been on the air for 30 minutes. You've talked for probably 28 of them.
Okay, sorry. I'll shut up.
So I have a group of guys that come with me right regular. They're duck hunters. They have a house in Hyde County.
They call you because you're the guy. You're
call,
their guy.
They call me because I'm their guide. And
They hold you in high esteem.
high esteem. And this guy, I'll get there. He's a peanut farmer this time of year. Big time of year for him. So this is back in September. We're fishing a flat and we're catching some fish. And one of his buddies hooks up with a big drum. And so I'm trying to get around him on the boat. So I'm walking on the wash rail and trying to get around him. It was dewy and foggy that morning, and he had his slicks on. And I went to go put my hand on his slicks, and my hand slipped off. And so I started kind of losing equilibrium a little bit. And then I'm starting to, I'm going down. I'm going in the water. I know it. I'm just it's the Hail Mary, trying to grab onto something to save myself from going in the water. And I grab onto his hand that had his phone in it that he was taking a video with. And next thing you know, I'm in the water, over my head, up to my neck. And I'm standing there, and he's looking at me going, oh my God, my phone's in the water. Now, being a peanut farmer, his phone's his lifeline. I mean, he's got to have his phone. So he's sitting there going, you got to find my phone. You got to find my phone. You got to find my phone. I said, well, it's got to be right. The boat was power poled. It's like, it's got to be right here. No, I'm standing in neck deep water while I'm talking to him. And he's like, oh my God, please find it. Please find it. So I'm taking it. I'm sitting there. I'm walking with my feet, trying to kick something up. And I kind of pulled the boat over a little bit because, if I pushed off, then the boat moved. So maybe it might be over here a little bit. I found it. Somehow I found it with my feet, and I dove down there and grabbed it and picked it up and looked at it, and it's still recording. And handed it to him, and I said, that's going to be a great video. That is going to be a great video.
I'd love to see that video.
So you went from being a jackass to being a hero.
Being a
Yeah, I know the feeling.
And I mean, over there, it's not like we're fishing; it's crystal clear water.
no. It was a touch and feel with my feet. So that's my embarrassing story.
I lost one in the creek this summer after a hard day of breakdowns, and I went in and couldn't. I never did find it.
I've lost.
It's a little deep over there to go find it.
Yeah, and I was diving down, and like the way the slips are, they go down like this, and so I guess it just rolled down. But
Rolled down into the hole.
Spent a half an hour.
I threw unloading one day. I threw one of the species that we shall not name on here. They're brown and big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
hit the dock. And
not till next spring.
Hit the dock and went under.
The whole fish.
The whole fish.
Yeah,
they don't float when they're.
No, they're.
Did you go get it?
Couldn't find it.
Rock solid.
You lost it.
Lost it. This was back when you could keep 10.
I had.
So it wasn't that huge of a deal, but
you had 9 more.
We had plenty more, but still, it's just a bad feeling, man. They're looking at you like,
oh yeah,
we paid for that.
Yeah, I've thrown a tune in before, but I found it.
No,
I went in and got it.
Oh,
did you dive in?
I pulled it out and had my gaff. My slip used to be only like 3 feet deep before they drenched.
I think if you would have dove in and really put forth some effort,
I wasn't going to do it.
There's your trout fishing spot right there. Wait till all the boats leave and then go fish all those holes.
We crushed the small stripers in our.
Yeah, they're there again right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we need to wrap it up, but not before you show everybody who's on your cup right there.
OKP?
Yes, sir.
OKP. Everybody always looks at it and goes, is that you?
Kenny
motherfucking Powers.
You got to watch it.
I think. No, oh yeah, I never watched it.
No,
You've never watched it?
No, I'm a sci-fi guy. It's kind of sad with my shows.
Kenny, motherfucking Powers.
Motherfucking Powers.
All right, Donnie D, DOA, Jack from Aficionado, Gray Davis, Hyde Guides, LLC.
Give him a call. I'm going fishing with him.
Yeah, the guy catches a lot more than we do right now. Give him a call. We're out.
Peace out. Bye, guys.
Good luck.